Hey everyone, welcome to the Village Films podcast. My name's Caleb, and as always, I'm joined by one of the best villains out there, David. Got it. And that's a little Easter egg because today we're going to be talking about some of the best villains in movies. This is just my opinion.
I'm a filmmaker!
Are you guys videographers?
Who cares?
How do we want to break this down? Because we got some pretty good ones here.
No particular order.
Okay, well, why don't you just right off the top of your head, if someone said, in your opinion, who's the best villain of all time?
Ooh.
What would be your gut reaction? Probably Thanos.
Probably Thanos.
Just because
he wants to wipe out everyone.
Yeah, we're so steeped in MCU fandom.
I mean, Vader is pretty...
Well, let's talk about what...
He's more like galaxy villain. Thanos is...
Let's talk about what makes a great villain. What do you think that is?
I guess some would say how evil they are, but...
Yeah, well,
I don't know if that's...
There's different ways to look at it because it seems like all the great villains, there's ones where they have a kind of like a something that has driven them to this, but then there are ones that are just purely evil. But it seems like most of the time when they have a good backstory, it doesn't make you like Thanos. You can't just destroy half the universe, Thanos, but he had a reasoning, but it's like their reasoning is just completely warped.
Yeah, and there's also those films that base their villains off of fantasy and then base their villains off of real life, like No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
that dude was like insane.
He's on our list.
Could
Anton
exist.
Chigurh. That's why he was so wild, is because it was almost, you felt like he was too real. And then, isn't there something where they were saying like he's one of the best depictions of like a psychopath or a sociopath because it was like just so realistic? And that coin flip scene.
Oh yeah.
We'll throw a clip right here.
And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Well, look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything.
How's that?
You stand to win everything, call it.
So yeah, he's on our list. I think Thanos, because of the scale of what he wanted to do, is one of the top ones. I have here Joker from The Dark Knight, which is so obvious. Like, that's one of the best acted, characters ever. Not even just villains. Just couldn't even see Heath Ledger in there. He was just transformed into a different person. And he had such the style of that Joker was just so good. And I know we're not the first people to talk about
Some
this.
Some people just like to watch the world burn.
Dude, how much do you want? Half. I feel like the superhero movies are easier. It's kind of low-hanging fruit because they're...
And most of the time, the stories give them like a background and a motive to why they're driven to their evil motives and purposes. But I think those are like two different villains to me. Whereas like Thanos is a villain that was driven by purpose. And like you could see his point of view and it didn't seem that irrational except for crazy genocide. The other part of it...
Except for genocide, that one thing.
But the other part is the psychotic part to the real life villains. Like this last Batman movie, was it called The Batman with the Riddler in it, dude?
So good.
I remember my wife and I, we were finished watching it in the theaters. Like the first thing I did was check my back seat to make sure no one was gonna strangle me.
Yeah, he was really good because he's like, kind of has some of those characteristics of like your typical kind of Batman antagonist, but then like he is more just like a serial killer. And so that was kind of crazy. And then there's a whole element of like he had kind of been building this secret army of like deranged people. So that one was really good because right off the bat you're like, oh, you just straight up murdered that dude.
Well,
you usually don't see that. That was a pretty dark superhero movie.
It seems to be the Batman ones are like kind of have this common thread because even in the Joker movie, so one of the reviews were this movie is so scary because this guy can actually exist right now in our society.
Oh, like the Joker played by Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he probably does. Yeah. I also have down here that, you know, when you look at horror films, I was just noting that those would be so much, those are easy to just look at all the villains of those, but it's kind of too convenient because the setup of a horror film is there's no hero, there's just a villain, and he just almost always just is going to wipe everyone out. So there have been some great horror films. I still want to watch Longlegs, even though I know it's really scary, because I just gotta see what that's about. But so I think we have some other ones here, because the horror films are pretty obvious, and I feel like the superhero ones are kind of pretty kind of, I don't know, the lines are really defined between who the protagonist and who the villain is, and there have been some great ones. We got Darth Vader here. For some reason, we just have villain written here. I don't know why I wrote that. It's the word villain. So we got Agent Smith from The Matrix.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this place. This zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell.
That's a good one.
It's a really good one because he's just so robotic, and he has some lines that are just like so famous.
Well, it's cool because he
Mr.
doesn't
Anderson.
even have a purpose. He's just trying to figure that out. Like, why do I exist? And I'm just going to wreak havoc until I do.
Yeah. Killmonger from Black Panther is so good,
So good.
because what we were just talking about, you learn why he's doing what he's doing. You learn his backstory, and then you're feeling like you're sympathizing with him in some
feel his
ways,
pain.
because like he has that pain, and he's just such a great actor, dude. If Michael B. Jordan, if you're listening to this, please can we work with you on a film, because you're amazing. Did you ever see Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that movie is good. Okay. Both of the villains in Dune 1, you get Baron Harkonnen. Also in Dune 2, you get Baron Harkonnen. Then Dune 2, you get Fade Rotha with the fight scene. But I feel like Austin Butler, who plays Fade Rotha, he's just an amazing actor.
Is this your pet? Any special requests for the pet?
We gotta clip that.
Any special attention for the pet?
But the Baron is really well done too. With that dinner scene where he floats up, spoilers, and you're like, what is this guy? And then like he's in the bubbly stuff. He's like, huh? There's gonna be a lot of clips we're gonna drop in here. So those villains are so good. When you're scared of someone and they seem all powerful, that's what makes a great villain. Hans Gruber, which I cannot believe you haven't seen the original Die Hard. Bruh. We're gonna have to watch that. Such a good villain. It's like kind of that when did that come out? Probably the early 90s. Just kind of that classic, I just want to get my money and I don't care who dies kind of villain, which is kind of an old school type. You haven't seen Gone Girl, but Amy Dune, I guess that's her name in the movie.
Grown-ups pay. Grown-ups suffer consequences.
She is terrifying.
I'll take your word for it.
You need to watch it. She is awful.
In a good way?
She's so scary. You just need to watch it. You ever seen Seven with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, the serial killer? And serial killer is played by, what can I think of his name? Kevin Spacey.
Oh,
have you not seen that
the
movie?
Diddler?
No. Clip that, chat. Have you really not seen Seven? Dude.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? Give me the gun.
Dude, he's so scary in that movie. He's just like a serial killer, and he's like leading them on this goose chase, and it has a wild ending.
You like watching serial killer?
Dude, we're making a list of movies David has to watch, because these are some of the staples. Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Great.
you have Bill, but then like I was just saying, it seems like all of the henchmen
are better.
Yeah, like Lucy Liu, and then the country guy, when he has the he's the one that buries her.
Yeah, he
and
shoots her with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he's good, and then obviously the girl with the patch.
Yeah.
Those are some great films for like this kind of stuff, villains. And then the last one we have is the guy from Inglourious Bastards. From that very first scene, the Hans Landa guy played
Nazi.
by Christoph Waltz. This podcast is gonna make me really good at remembering actors. But yeah, from that very first scene, you're a little bit scared of him, and then the scene where
it's a calm fear.
Yes.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Those probably are the scariest because
That's why
you never know when they're gonna flip.
From No Country for Old Men is so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you harboring enemies of
What
the
does he
state?"
kill people with? It's like a cattle. It's like something that they use to like put
in
cattle
No Country
down.
for Old Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a I think he modifies it though. It's like, but it shoots out a little piece of steel.
Yeah.
And
it's air compressed.
It's so scary, dude.
Straight in the dome.
He's like, "Come
Hold
here
still."
a little closer."
Would you hold still, please, sir?
Yeah, and then when he chokes that dude at the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, I would say what makes a great villain is their compatibility with the hero element too. So it's like let's say that again. What makes a good hero is the villain. Like, so if you can equalize that, so like in Dune 2 with Fade Rotha, it was like he was so good, but that's what gave rise to my gosh, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet's character.
Yeah.
Terrible.
If
names.
you wanna water down your movie, just make your hero too powerful and just like completely unmatched against the villain. If the villain has no power, there's no conflict. You know, we're looking at some TV show ones too, but it seems like I couldn't find. I know there's some out there, but there's a lot of TV shows I've realized I haven't watched. I've never seen The Sopranos. Have you seen that? I'm gonna get roasted for that. But obviously Breaking Bad, you just watched that, Gus Fring. But then I saw a list because we were talking about Walter White. He's kind of also a villain. And they do have in this list, it was like top 10. They had Gus Fring like number 6, but then number 1 they had Walter White. So it's like he goes from kind of a protagonist to an anti-hero to in the end
he's a straight villain.
Yeah. So he's a good one. And then who's the villain in Dragon Ball Z?
Frieza. There's several. Goku Black.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But yeah, there's some great villains out there. It's always interesting to see some of the bigger comic book ones, like how they do them on screen, like how powerful they're going to make them. That's why Thanos was so good. I think they actually made Thanos more powerful than he actually is in the comic books, right? Because
I actually don't know.
It seems like Captain Marvel could have just dove through his body and he'd be dead.
Yeah, I mean, people, they dog on that all the time, where it's like you could have ended it an hour ago in this movie, which obviously that's true, but like then you wouldn't have an enjoyable movie. So I mean, it is part of the writing and creative process, is like you're trying to create drama and suspense and eventually, you know, a good ending. But if it was like real life, yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange could have just like did his little portal hole and cut off Thanos' arm with a glove and then put him in a different dimension or something.
Why didn't he do that? Oh, you know what I just thought of? We talked about Snatch in another video. You know the the guy in Snatch. It's like the weird guy that drinks the
pig?
tea, the pig farmer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's good because you're
too.
like kind of scared. They come in and all the plastic's everywhere, and they're like, "We're about to get cut up like pig." He's like, "Do you want to know how to get rid of a dead body? Feed them to pigs."
Then I hear the best thing to do is feed them to pigs. You've got to starve the pigs for a few days, then the sight of a chopped up body will look like curry to a piss head.
Great impression. But yeah, he's a good villain.
good.
That movie's
That was a great movie.
good. So yeah, I think that's it. Well, I mean, we could just keep talking about this, but if you guys think there are some notable villains that we've missed in movies or TV or even in like books or anything, let us know in the comments. Let us know what we missed, and let us know the last movie you watched that you were scared of the villain. And also like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.